Excellency President Lula da Silva, leaders of the BRICS member countries, leaders of BRICS partner and outreach countries, the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, and the Director General of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, as well as the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, leaders of global regional institutions, honorable ministers and excellencies. This moment in history is defined by the intersection between economic reform, geopolitical realignment, and the deepening climate crisis. Brazil's leadership of BRICS and COP30, together with South Africa's presidency of the G20, provides us with an opportunity to send a strong signal of unity and solidarity in support of the rights and interests of developing economy countries and their peoples. Our concurrent leadership of these bodies must emphasize the pressing need to close the Sustainable Development Goals implementation gap and the climate ambition gap, and ensure that just transition pathways leave no one behind. BRICS is a key platform to shape a new paradigm of multilateral cooperation anchored in equity, sustainability, and development. And this whole quest for sustainability and equity manifests itself, admittedly, in many ways. And one of those which is of great concern to us in the Global South is how we are able to address the vexed question of how our resources are utilized and how they can power the growth of the economies of the world. And in dealing with this issue of our resources, particularly critical minerals that developing countries have, especially in Africa and the Global South, we must now ensure that value add becomes the order of the day, that the critical minerals that we have should be beneficiated, and we should no longer be exporting rock, soil, and dust to developed economy countries, but we should now add value and export made-up products from these critical minerals. We must use our institutions to drive climate-resilient development as we do all this across our own continent, Africa, and the Global South. We must also use our collective voice to advance reforms to modernize multilateral development, financial institutions' mandate, and to better reflect the voices and priorities of developing country economies. We need to unlock scaled-up concessional finance for climate action. This is important to catalyze investments in early warning systems, resilient infrastructure, community-led adaptation, and people-centered just transition pathways. At the same time, we need to drive the global health agenda towards inclusive, equitable, innovative, and sustainable health solutions. Global health financing is being severely impacted by substantial, sudden withdrawals of official development assistance. Many of the programs that were supported through this assistance were for disease elimination and targeted towards the most vulnerable populations like young women, and girls, children, and adolescents. As countries, we have made great strides towards the elimination of TB, malaria, and HIV through the support of organizations such as the Global Fund. But these gains are being threatened by waning political attention and reduced funding. As the co-host of the Global Fund's 8th replenishment campaign, together with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, I call on countries, businesses, and wider donor community to make a contribution to the fund in the interests of global health security. And I also call on all previous investors to match or increase their previous pledges. If we achieve the target of $18 billion for the 2027 and 2020 to 2029 cycle, it is estimated that the Global Fund can save 23 million lives and reduce combined mortality rate by another 64% relative to 2023 levels. An investment of this scale can prevent around 400 million malaria, TB, and HIV infections. Investing in the Global Fund is also an investment in health systems strengthening and universal health care, especially for vulnerable countries in the Global South. As we confront these and other development challenges, BRICS needs to be at the forefront of a new inclusive multilateralism. BRICS must strengthen the multilateral system. Let us use our growing voice as BRICS to advance a global order that improves the lives of all the world's people and safeguard the planet for future generations. This is what we are called on to do as BRICS, and we are really delighted that President Lula has invited so many other partner countries and also the outreach countries. So this, in my view, has been one of the more successful BRICS summits, and we thank you, President Lula, for this effort. Thank you.
Obrigado, Presidente Ramaphosa. Eu queria agora convidar para fazer uso da palavra o primeiro-ministro da República Popular da China, o Li Xian.